Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Coloring with Us, Colouring Roulette, a monthly challenge where myself, Jody, and Megan from Disney Megs Coloring are challenging each other with the Colouring Roulette game that Claire Edie from Color with Claire created last year. Color with Claire's channel link will be in the video description. It is my turn to do the selection this month, so let's get right to it and I'll roll that part of the video. Welcome, this is the selection portion of the prompts for episode number 7 for Color with Us, Coloring Roulette. I have the piles here. I am purposely going to keep them messy. I'm actually going to grab a cap and put the things in the cap, shake them up, and hopefully we get a better selection for all of the little things. So Coloring Roulette is a game that was created by Color with Claire, so thank you to her. Her link to her channel is in the video description. We have one prompt that we will be selecting. We will be selecting one medium. We will be selecting 5 colors. This month I have decided that we are going to not use one of the wild cards. We have 7 wild cards left, and we've been using them every single month, and they really have been throwing out the kind of the challenge of using the colors that we have selected. So this month we're going to switch it up a little bit, and we are not going to be using the wild card. So let me go ahead and first put in our medium. We're going to start off with that for a change. So I'm going to dump our mediums into here and shake it up. Make sure they're all separated. And here we go. So I'm going to leave that hidden. Now we're going to go for our prompts. So I'm going to take all these cards and put them over there. We do every month pull out what was used for both the prompt card and the medium and the wild card. So those get pulled out once we've used them. All of the colors go back in to the mix though. So these are the prompts. And we are going to select this guy. Okay. Now here are all our colors, and like I mentioned, all of our colors are put back after they've been used, so we can see the same colors again. So that's another reason for the hat, so we can really get them mixed up and I don't keep having repeats if at all possible. We're going to select 5 colors, and the first one is pink. I don't think we've ever had that before. The next one is yellow. Okay. Blue green. Okay. Yellow green. Come on, we need a good last one. Jade green. Okay, so we have a blue green, yellow green, and jade green. A yellow and a pink. Okay, so that's quite the kind of a spring color palette. And our prompt is going to be birds. Okay. And what medium are we going to use? And it is going to be pastel pencils. Oh boy, I do have a set of these. It's not something I use very often, so this is definitely going to be a challenge. So there we go. For episode number 7, we are going to be using pink, yellow, blue green, yellow green, jade green, and the picture will have birds on it, and we'll be using pastel pencils. All right, I look forward to seeing everybody's try of doing this. Post your pictures to Instagram with the Color with Us Coloring Roulette hashtag. I'll put it on screen and we'll see how we do. All right. Okay, now pastel pencils can be thought of, I guess, in two ways. I actually do have a set of pastel pencils. This is the Colouring Gioconda 24 soft pastel pencils. So they are chalk pastels in a pencil form. However, not everybody does have pastel pencils, and we want to make this game as inclusive as possible. So pastel pencils could also infer colored pencils that are pastel in color. And so Disney Megs and I decided that you can do either. If you have pastel pencils, then let's dig those out and put them to some use, because they're probably not getting a lot of love. If you don't have them and still want to participate, then go ahead and using the same color palette that we have, which is pink, yellow, blue, green, yellow, green, and jade green in pastel pencil form. So those could be your macaron, your Brutfuner macaron pastel colored pencils, and then at least you can still participate. So I do have the pastel pencils, so I am going to go ahead and use them. I may do another page later with my macaron pastel pencils, but we're gonna first give it a go and try these. I do not think I have ever colored a full picture using pastel pencils before. I used them when I was doing my Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, doing a lot of backgrounds for stonework and stuff, so I did use them then. I haven't ever colored a full page with pastel pencils, so this will be a fun challenge. These are the pencils that I have selected. I did have good pencils for all of the colors, so I am going to use these 5 pencils. These Colouring ones do not have names on the barrels, and they do have a barcode number, but I'm not sure what that is all about. They do have a small number also on the end of the pencil, but again, there's no information of what those numbers might mean here. So that's okay. I did a little swatch on here. So for the pink, I am going to be selecting this one. Yellow. Then we have a blue-green. This is a beautiful color. And then we have a yellow-green, which is definitely a yellow-green. And then we have a jade green. So I think those are great matches for all of our colors, so no difficulty there. And next we're going to be selecting a picture that has birds in it. Because I wanted my paper to also have some tooth, I went ahead and I'm going to do it in my Woodland watercolor paper, which has 200 GSM watercolor paper in it. In this book by Claire Teresa Gray, there are a number of pages that do have birds on them, but I kind of liked this picture here, and it has 3 distinct birds on it. It also has a bunch of foliage and some flowers, and I thought that the colors that we did have would go fine for this picture. So this is the page we're going to do, and I'm just gonna flatten the book a little bit. Okay, there we go. I am going to put some paper behind it just because I don't want to make a mess of any of the pages underneath. Okay, a couple other things that I have pulled out is I have a sanding block here. I may use this to do a little bit of sharpening. I also have a handheld sharpener, just a cheap one, so I'm not putting it in any of my nice sharpeners. And I do have a variety of paper blending stumps that I may use to kind of blend the pastel into the paper a little bit. I am also going to use some spray fixative on this page to make sure that the pastel is staying where it's supposed to stay. So those are the items that I have at my disposal. I'm also going to probably need a rag to continually wipe my fingers off. Let's get started. I'm going to try and start at one side of the page, or the top of the page, and kind of work my way down, because I don't want to keep putting my hand into the pastel and disturb it if at all possible. The prompt says that we're supposed to be doing birds, so maybe let's focus on the birds and select those colors first. So let me give it a little thought. Okay, I've zoomed you in a little bit. We're looking at the top bird of the page. I have sharpened these to a somewhat pointed, and I'm going to do some coloring straight on. So I'm gonna put some pigment down, and hopefully that stays where it should. Now I'm going to put some pigment down first for that. So I'm using the blue-green right now, and then I'm going to bring in a blending tool, and I'm going to rub that around to move the pigment so that we have some coverage of the whole bird, but it's more subtle. So then I can do some shading. I am going to use the yellow here so it has a lighter chest area. So these birds are not going to be found in a dictionary or in real life. These are going to be my own imagination. So you're an avid bird watcher. I apologize right now for my bird coloring. I hope everybody's doing great. I am filming this ahead of time. Today is Sunday, February 4th, and I am traveling today. I am traveling to the United States for 2 months, and I will be filming from there. I am going to be house sitting for my sisters, so I'm looking forward to getting a little bit of relief from the cold that we've been experiencing here in Canada. I know it's cold elsewhere too, but it has been fairly brutal for a little while, at least through the month of January has been. I'm going to maybe bring in the jade color, just to have the wings be a bit of a different color. I will put on music for some of this just to avoid, because I know that noise is probably aggravating to some. But I think that this is going to turn out okay, hopefully. Going to have to be creative with the colors, but that's part of the challenge, part of the fun. This is a great exercise for me to go coincide with my plans on using up my stash and using what I own. So glad that I could do that. Okay, now let's do his tail. The watercolor paper is just helping with the texture. It's so that's kind of nice, because I don't have a sanded paper, but watercolor paper has enough texture that it's grabbing the pastel quite well. So I'm going to bring in a kneaded eraser and a regular eraser. We'll see which one works best. While we're still up in this area, let's do some of these berries. at least we have kind of the right colors for most of this, so that's a real bonus. Okay, I think that looks kind of cool. I do like the yellow added there. That just kind of helps. Okay, we're going to take a darker green. It's going to be kind of a overall kind of a sketchy look, and yeah, so that's kind of nice. I'm having to embrace that. So okay, now here is a flower, and we're going to make it pink, and I think we'll have a yellow center. If you don't kind of push it into the paper, then it's not going to stay, it's going to go off. So that's why I'm kind of grinding it into the paper. If you just put it on top, you're going to have to make sure you put it on sufficiently, like dig in, so you can put it on and then come back with a bit more, and that's fine. But you need to at least fill in and get the pigment on the tooth of the paper. Let's grab our yellow. Yeah, I think that's kind of nice. Okay, I do think that this is another flower here, so we're gonna make that pink. Trying to make sure I'm always using the blending stump with the right color on the end, so. Okay, I think this is working well. Okay, let's do this area here. I'm hoping when I spray that it doesn't alter the color all that much. Need to find my yellow blending stump. Okay, this is coming along pretty fast, so that's nice. Those ones I'm going to leave as is, and I'm hoping that just stays. I'm not going to rub them in. Zoom you out a little bit. This is how the top part is working, and I think it is working. So far the page is still fairly clean, so I will be careful, hopefully not to make too much of a mess as we move down the page. And we'll blend these greens together. Comment below if you have ever colored a page with pastels before, the pastel pencils, and if you are planning on trying this challenge. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. I am going to shift down the page. I'll do some more of the foliage on my own, and then I'll come back and we'll do another bird together. Okay, we are back, and this is how our page is looking. Really actually enjoying this coloring with these pencils. It's been fun to try and get a few different shades and combinations going on, and we are ready to tackle our second bird. So let me zoom you down and we will do our second bird. So I'm going to use my blue-green . Switch up the colors a little bit. Just wiping off the stump actually on my cloth when I want to make sure that the colors don't get contaminated too badly. This little birdie kind of bright, and then I'm going to come in, and this is the wrong color. There we go. Gonna have a couple of distinctive markings on this guy. I'm gonna grab a different one altogether and make sure that there's a clean stump. If you want to deepen up the colors, just come back and blend it in again. So now we have two different looking birds, and we have the third one right here. So I will go off and do the rest on my own. We'll decide on how it's going. I will maybe bring you back for the final bird. Just bring you back to share some of the fun that I'm having. I'm actually enjoying myself. I'm using the different greens together to make different leaf colors, and yeah, it's quite fun. They're blending well right on the paper, and then coming in with the blending stumps, and so far my fingers are pretty darn clean, so happy about that. Not smudging a lot. So other than the kind of the scraping sound, that's been the only kind of annoying bit of this process. It's been fun. I will definitely break these out and use them a little bit more often. I bought these about a year and a half ago anyways, so I really haven't had a lot of chance to use them. I'm going to use a fixative afterwards, but I'm going to show you the picture once it's done. So before I apply the fixative, and I'll take some pictures before and after, and we'll see if there's a huge color shift change, because sometimes with pastels that does happen when you spray a fixative on it. So I have been kind of disappointed in the past that my picture didn't look as vibrant once I had sprayed the fixative on it. Just thought I'd bring you back to show you how it's looking and how I'm blending the different greens together to make different colors for each of the different species of leaves that are shown on this page. Okay, I'll keep doing what I'm doing and I'll be back in a bit. We're getting quite close to being done this page. Bring you back to do the final blending of the rest of the greenery. Then we've got one flower left and one little bird left. I have been using the kneaded eraser a little bit, and that's worked well. I've been applying two colors of green before blending with the blending stump. So I'm putting down all of the pastel color that I want and then blending it together with the stump. I do have a small fan kind of brush to get rid of some of the excess pastel on the paper. Trying not to drag my hand through anything. And then if I've got a bit too much, I can pick it up also with the pastel, the kneaded eraser. All the greenery is done. Okay, let's do this last bird together. And I'm going to start out with the yellow beak and feet. Or actually I want to use this green. It's the jade green. And I just want to do a really light coat. So I'm going to take that and then I'm going to take a soft blending stump and blend that around. Okay, and now I want to bring in the yellow. And I think that we're gonna have the green for the tail feathers. and the bottom feathers as well, but not the top ones. I'm going to put some yellow down here as well. Blend that in. Extra yellow up here. Make that nice and bright. Okay. There we go. Cute little bird. And now we have left is this one flower. We will have yellow and pink for it. We're going to have yellow in the center, and then there's going to be a little bit of yellow elsewhere. Kind of peeking through. And then go back and put some more yellow in the white spots, and then we'll blend it all together. Okay, and now we're going to do the red. I'm going to blend the red. Okay, good, and my furnace has stopped working, so I'll bring you back. So going and trying to blend just the pink, and I'll come back to do the yellow, but trying to get the pink pushed into the paper. And then come in with the yellow. Okay, there we go. Zoom you back out. And actually I'm gonna have to raise the camera up. Okay, this is how the picture is looking. I am going to take a photograph of it before I take it outside to do the fixative. I will spruce up and tidy up a few areas that it looks like there's some green. So I'm just using my kneadable eraser and picking up some loose pigment that's sitting on top of the page. Okay, let me take a picture and I'll spray it outside. And it is like -25 right now, so it's warmed up a little bit. And I'll be back once the it has been sprayed and it is dry. Okay, here we are back. This is the final picture after the final fixative has been sprayed on it. It did, I think, darken the colors just a little bit, noticeably in the yellow, but not very much. I have a before and an after picture on screen right now for you to see, and I don't think that there's a huge difference. It will make sure that the pigment stays on the paper. I am really happy that we had this challenge and that pastel pencils finally came up. I actually didn't even know that they were in the mix, so it was a nice surprise, and I'm happy that I was able to use a supply that I have not used in a long time. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are going to try this, I encourage you to do the challenge and post it on Instagram with the hashtag, as you see on screen, Color With Us, Coloring Roulette. Just a reminder that these are the colors: pink, yellow, blue, green, yellow, green, jade green, using pastel pencils. If you do not have pastel pencils, then using colored pencils that are pastel colored, we will accept that. And the prompt is birds, so your page must have birds on it. I took it literally, and there's an S, so I had more than one bird on it, but you can do however many birds you like. I did have fun. Thank you again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing your pictures on Instagram. Make sure to tag me so I can include it in our gallery video that I will be doing probably quarterly. All right, take care. See you Wednesday. Bye-bye.